you're probably aware that getting access into Myanmar, within Myanmar itself, has been a challenge over the last number of years. So that is a logistical issue for teams on the ground to get permission to move from one region to another. But that hasn't been an issue for teams that are on the ground at the moment. It's more, as you say, getting the visa clearances. At the moment, though, we're fine in terms of the staff that we have on the ground, but as the assessments go on over the next few days, we'll obviously be looking to bring in specific specialist aid workers to assist with that response. So we're in negotiations with the Ministry at the moment about getting access for staff, and we're not the only ones that are obviously doing that. It's interesting that the Ministry of Social Welfare and Relief has actually confirmed that they do want as many relief items as possible, and they're prepared to accept charter flights. So we're actually sending a charter flight in today, which will be water purification tablets, household items, emergency shelter items. Yeah, with any assessment like this, we need to gauge the level of, first of all, infrastructure that has been destroyed. We have to look at the numbers of displaced persons. We have to look at a whole lot of issues around psychosocial support if people have lost loved ones. The processes are varied from emergency to emergency, but normally you would say an emergency response phase lasts up to 3 months. That's dealing with the initial problems and the shock of the actual emergency, and then after that you move into a recovery phase. So it depends very much on the next few days on getting permission to bring people in to make those kind of assessments, on how quickly you would move out of the emergency phase, because in some situations where you can't get access or you've got difficulties with the infrastructure, for example, in Yangon. Yangon's a very beautiful colonial city and has had many huge trees. It's notable for these huge trees, and most of these huge trees are now across roads. There's very little fuel to run chainsaws, so people are having to sort of cut them up with hand saws. So those kind of logistical barriers, obviously the quicker that you can move them out of the way so you can move relief items in, then the quicker you can move from this emergency response into a sort of recovery phase.